I'm out here in Nunavut, and I'm about to drive around on a dog sled. Whew, whew. I was built for this. It's in my blood. I'm Canadian, doing Canadian things. Let's go dog sled, Louie.
Awesome.
Awesome. I'm flying 2,400 kilometers north of Toronto to Iqaluit, Nunavut. I've never been to the north, so I didn't know what to expect. As soon as I got off the plane, I felt like I was in a different country. This place looks like the moon. It's just rock and snow and dirt. Over the past few years, I've been hearing a lot about the food security situation up here. So I wanted to see for myself how this is affecting the people in Nunavut. To help me learn a little bit about the Inuit traditions, I met up with Jerry. He's a local artist and one of the best ulu knife makers in Iqaluit. I'm Matty.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So I heard you're the best ulu maker in town.
Oh, maybe in this corner here. Yeah.
This corner? That's good. The ulu knife is a little bit different.
Yeah, well, the shape is totally different from...
It's almost like an axe blade.
Yeah, it's sort of like an axe blade. It's designed primarily for taking the oil off the skin.
Right.
And also for slicing your meat really fine.
The Inuit depend on hunting their own food, so the ulu knife is one of the most valuable tools. It doesn't smell good! Luckily, Jerry invited me to join him on a seal hunt tomorrow, so I can see for myself how he lives off the land. So we're just putting the final touches on the ulu. The epoxy's in the handle, that's not going anywhere. Now we're just filing down the sharpened blade itself. So tomorrow, when we go seal hunting, do you think I'll be able to use this guy?
Well, it depends on the weather.
Okay.
We should be seeing some seals on the ice if the conditions are perfect for seals to be up on top.
Right.
Just like people, they like it nice and warm too.
Like it.
Thanks for sticking around. All right.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Later, buddy. Feeling pretty excited. Seal hunting is still very much a way of life up here in Nunavut. Hopefully today we're gonna see how it is to really hunt a seal and to use every part of it as well. Seal hunting is not just a tradition, but a necessary and legal means of survival up here. It's a bit of a controversial subject in the South, so I was curious to hear Jerry's take on how people outside of Nunavut feel about this traditional way of life. What are your thoughts on, like, you know, people in the South commenting, grabbing just like facts from the internet and just being like, these people don't know what they're doing. They're killing whales. They're killing seals. Like, they should change the way that they're living.
When Southerners find out what we're eating and how we harvest the food that we eat, some people even go and say we're barbaric in what we're doing, but it's just part of our environment.
I don't think it's barbaric.
It's part of our food.
Yeah.
Seal, narwhal, beluga, walrus, that's our food. The land is our grocery store.
Right.
You know, this is what we survived on up here. There's nothing else.
So how the fuck do they know?
How do I respond to that? You know?
Yeah.
If any of them were to try and live up here for a year without that food, then they'd be starving.
Yeah.
We're still living off the land, regardless of what day and age it is today. It's still part of our culture. It's part of who we are. You know, we survived on that for centuries.
Yeah.
And I don't appreciate people saying we shouldn't be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, what's the alternative? You know, what are you going to eat?
You're not game hunting. You know, like that's the thing that you're not game hunting.
It's not a sport.
Yeah.
No, it's not a sport. It's a way of living. And as long as it's sustainable and the animal and wildlife are there, then we'll harvest them.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's go hunt some seals.
All right.
Jerry's also invited Nguti to come along on the hunt. How do you do it? Coming around the cheek. Jerry hooked me up with this awesome, genuine sealskin coat. It's really warm, very durable, but hopefully I don't get mistaken for a seal and get shot at. We jumped on our snowmobiles, and Jerry led us out to the Arctic on the hunt for some seal. Our guide Jerry led the way as we drove into the frozen Arctic on a search for some seals. We just drove straight out. We just kept on going and going and going. You can see kind of far little ridges and mountains, but it is so white and so flat and so barren. Jerry, what do you think?
Just a shadow.
So it's a shadow. So you're not really, anything that's not white kind of looks like a seal or looks like something. So we stop, we assess, and I guess it's just a shadow from some pack ice. And we'll just keep moving. Seal hunting out here. Seals dig holes in the ice and keep them open all year round. So when it's sunny out, they come out of their little holes to sunbathe.
Did you see something?
Maybe.
Seal?
No, it's not a seal.
It's not a seal?
Nothing again.
Nothing again.
Yeah. Weather's not cooperating for us today.
There's something out there, man. Do you want to like go over there and maybe see if we can see like footprints or a hole or something? Or does it even...
It'd be like looking for a needle in a football stadium.
Needle in a football stadium. Well, it's like looking for a seal in the goddamn Arctic. It's exactly what it is. It's like whack-a-mole, but not at all. Holy
And I could see the black spot, and I looked again, and it was gone.
yeah.
See, guys, it's not that easy. People just don't walk out onto the ice and bonk seals on the head, walk home with a bunch of seals. We've been driving around for about 5 or 6 hours, and these are the chances. Sometimes you come out and you get a seal, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes the seal bites you in the ass. Now we gotta make our way back. The wind's picking up, it's starting to snow a little more. We don't wanna get stuck out here. The visibility's getting a little tougher, so we're gonna make our way back to the city. World peace. I was disappointed we didn't catch a seal, but it was great being out on the ice with Jerry to witness the challenges people up here face when depending on food sourced from the land. This road is literally called the Road to Nowhere, and Nguti, he's gonna show me around in Nunavut. And I'm not saying any of that right, but that's okay, because this guy right here,
Hey.
Nguti?
Anguti.
Nguti.
Anguti.
Nguti. Food is really expensive here.
It is very expensive.
So why do you think it is so high? Because of the population?
Something is associated with the flying of
Right.
the cost of fuel.
People ship food constantly on airplanes across Canada.
Yeah, and we make that argument all the time. And
Yeah.
fair or not, it's what we're stuck with. We also have a government that subsidizes the cost of flying, of shipments,
Right.
of food, but for some reason it doesn't really make a difference.
It's still the same.
Yeah, it's
getting subsidized and it's still $4 for a pop.
pop doesn't get subsidized, only the healthy food.
The health, okay.
Produce,
So produce.
yeah.
Okay.
Dairy.
I'd love to see like some like local grocery stores or like some markets.
We can bring you to a grocery store and also a traditional food store.
Okay, well, let's get it.
Yeah, let's do it. Somewhere that way.
Somewhere that way. On the road to nowhere, it's somewhere that way.
We're gonna check out a grocery store
Okay.
where all locals get their food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the everyday, this is the dairy, the produce, the meat, all that kind of snacks, all that stuff.
Yeah, it got everything.
So this is gonna be the first time that I get to see really the real big price differences, right? From back home.
Yeah, hopefully they don't shock you too much. And
Yeah.
Oh, he's letting us cross.
Okay. How much do you spend on groceries?
Quite a bit. I have 2 growing girls.
Yeah.
So they eat constantly.
Our cameras weren't allowed to shoot in the store, but I can tell you the prices were outrageous, and a lot of the produce looked like shit.
So we have $16 grapes. We got a $12 head of cauliflower.
What do they cost in Toronto?
This is like $1.50. This is maybe like $6 to $8 maybe. That's a pound and a half of bacon for $27.99 plus tax, which is like a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, and it's cheaper here than it is in the other communities.
Right. Like how does someone that live in this community afford it, and like what kind of strategies do you have as a father to feed your family?
We definitely cook bigger meals.
Right.
Spaghetti a lot, you know.
A lot of ground beef.
Stuff that can last a couple
Right.
of days at least.
Yeah.
But generally people also substitute what they eat with outdoor food, like
Right.
what we call country food.
Right.
Berries, fish.
Like this is a lot of money. The basics are easily double the price.
Yeah.
If not triple or quadruple.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's not amazing.
You all. I mean, but let's go to the traditional grocery store.
Let's head over
Okay.
there. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
I'm going to meet Lisi Papazzi, founder of Feeding My Family, a group dedicated to creating awareness around the high cost of food in the North.
Hello. Hey.
Hello,
What's up? I'm Matty.
I'm Lacey.
Joe? Nice to meet you. So this is the country food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lizzie here, she runs something pretty cool called Feeding My Family, and
Okay.
she knows all about our traditional foods.
Historically, Inuit are meat eaters. the
You
number
never
one.
grew up eating asparagus
No, I don't like greens.
or
I don't
kale.
like green. I eat green. I might have a piece of lettuce or a tomato, and then I'm good for a week.
Right.
There's a big struggle up here with a lot of low-income families
Yeah.
that struggle to put food on the table because they can't afford to buy meals.
Right.
There's a federal program called Nutrition North Program that subsidizes nutritional food, store-bought food. They should be looking at subsidizing something like this because,
Right.
number one, it supports the hunters, it supports the Inuit culture, it really supports who we are with harvesting animals and harvesting what we call the country meat. And then these country food are a lot healthier than store-bought food.
So that kind of brings us to a place like this that serves country food. This is where locals can come and get like different kinds of meat.
I get it in fresh frozen.
Yeah.
I fill up my freezer.
Right.
As much as I can put in there to go through May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
That's a lot of stock.
Oh, yeah.
Country food is what the Inuit people harvest from the land. Seal, Arctic char, caribou. It's literally a way of life that's kept them alive and well for thousands of years.
Let's see some food. Okay. Looks like a medieval weapon.
A tasty medieval weapon.
Yeah. We got the beautifully dried Arctic char, whole Arctic char. We got the bannock. We got some amazing frozen caribou here, the hind quarter, seal meat. But here, right here, we got some amazing seal liver. What would you do typically?
Just slice it and eat it.
Can you eat it from frozen?
Oh, yeah. The only thing we don't really eat raw is polar bear. We can eat this raw, frozen, dried, cooked, whatever.
Anything you want. We can eat everything here raw because it's that fresh. So we're gonna try some frozen seal liver right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, a little treat for everyone.
Sure.
A little after-school treat. So
you-
you'd have this at home. This is exactly what you would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's pretty frozen.
Do you want me to do it? I can do
Sure.
it, maybe. Maybe cut like real thin, like that?
No, if I eat it,
Yeah.
I would just cut off a chunk and just go cut it up in little pieces. And
This is
now
really-
try some.
So here's a few slivers. Here we go, cheers. Yeah.
It tastes like liver, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
That's good. Oh yeah, that's real good.
Yeah, it is.
That is some frozen raw seal liver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a liver.
Very livery, it's cold. It's a bit much for me. Low palate, weak in the belly. It's raw, bloody liver. You know, it tastes like blood. You know,
Does
you
it?
have that, yeah. Definitely, it tastes like blood. It's bloody liver.
If you're out in a canoe and you're really cold, freezing, and you have a seal you just shot, you just take a cup of blood and drink it, you warm right up instantly.
Really.
You don't start to sweat.
You know, I've always thought like a hot cup of cocoa or something. No.
The iron in the blood.
You get that hot iron in you. You're on your way. You're on your way back home. You want to try some of the fish?
Yeah. I really think there's no starvation because Inuit share their country food. You know, people can't afford store-bought food, so a lot of them eat country food.
Right. Go buy an onion for $17. You're on your way. I like that better than the seal liver. Good night.
I was blown away by the cost of store-bought food up here. So Nguti invited me over to his parents' place for a traditional meal to show me how the people of Iqaluit keep their families fed. I wasn't expecting a salad. Nguti has shown me around town and given me a look at the food security problem faced by the people in the north. Now he's taking me to meet his parents for a traditional Inuit meal so I can see for myself how families manage to keep food on the table.
So this is just a frozen Arctic char?
Yeah.
With the food security problem going on up here, do you guys see that people could survive still eating traditional Inuit cuisine?
We have to.
Yeah.
But it is very much tied to our culture and our soul. We try not to be, not to take it for granted, especially us, because we're working people and we don't have time to go out there so much like we used to.
Yeah.
We're grateful when some people do give us a piece of meat.
I think I
I'm
get what you're
grateful.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually narwhal, it's not beluga.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? So these are pretty big chunks. What's your favorite part, the fat or the skin?
Everything.
Everything is
Yeah,
good. It is.
just-
Okay. Scrape off a little bit of the fat,
Yeah.
then you just cross-hatch it?
Yeah.
So, about to try whale blubber for the first time.
Go for it.
This is good. It's really good. It's kind of almost like an aquatic pig's ear. You know how pig's ears have like cartilage in it? So it has like kind of a gelatiny, fatty outer layer, the skin, and then it has that like kind of like little crunch of the cartilage in the ear itself.
That sounds good.
It is really. Pig's ears are amazing. I had seal's liver, and I was like, okay, This is good. This is like raw liver, but like this is like this is delicious.
Seal intestine is also one of my favorite foods. When you just catch a seal, clean them out, and then boil it for a little bit.
There you go.
Oh, you don't need to add anything.
Nothing beats that, eh?
It's like gum.
It's like gum. It's like seal intestine gum. Amazing. How's the stew? Do you want to hit the stew?
Stew's good. It should be done.
Then we tried caribou stew. With food prices so high up here in the north, I really appreciated Nguti's family bringing me in and sharing this traditional meal with me.
This is easily the best meal I've had. Here, having, you know, a traditional, sustainable meal like this is really, really cool for me. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. All the food has been super tasty.
Thank you.
I like the caribou stew better than the whale blubber, and I like the whale blubber more than the raw seal meat. But that boiled seal intestine gum that Nguti was talking about, not for me, man. By the end of my time in Nunavut, I had a small understanding of how the Inuit eat and live. But I still wasn't sure what the future holds for Nguti and the people of Iqaluit.
I think the future actually is pretty bright. I want people to have choices. Like if they want to become a doctor, they can become a doctor. If they want to become, you know, an actor or a writer, they can do that too, and be able to get that education and training closer to home. You know, not having to leave, because people don't want to move south. Not Inuit. Not many Inuit want to move south because it's a very different culture. I just want, you know, my kids to be able to have that sort of choice.
Well, hopefully in a few more years, man.
Yeah.
It'll get that way.
It's a challenging life living in the north. I left Iqaluit inspired by the people who struggle to maintain traditions while keeping their families fed, and hopeful that Nguti's vision of a bright future for Nunavut becomes a reality.